Hi, for this video I want to show you really quick how EPGY can be used for intervention. And I'll explain some of the in and outs of EPGY, but I'm not going to go into a lot of detail again. This is just a quick overview. And like with BrainPop, you will be able to go online. I'll have an online webinar where you could join in and find out more details about EPGY, how to use it, how to help students, and how to use some of the tools that are built in to work with students through EPGY. I will say that EPGY is a standalone option. For ELA, they have 2nd grade through 7th grade, and for math, they have kindergarten through pre-algebra. And depending upon where a student is, you could use it for Tier 1, Tier 2 intervention, and it is a standalone, or you can use it along with core options, or a tutor, or along with attending a class. However you want to use it, there's a lot of different ways it can be used. The first thing you should know as far as information, if you do a search for EPGY on the Horizon website, and I'm not logged in right now, you can notice, but if you were to log in, you would still get this information. And there's the enrollment guide. EPGY, you use a PO process, and then there's also a video that you can watch. It's about a 12 to 15 minute video, and it will take you through and actually show you how a course works, what an activity looks like, and some of the tools that are available, and explain the system in general. So those things are available on the website right now for you to go get and use. The way EPGY works is that if you're familiar with ALEKS, it's similar to ALEKS in that it's standards-based, and students progress through a strand of a standard or a group of strands to continue to move forward in the course. When you first create your account in EPGY, it asks for the grade level of the student, and then the system automatically starts that student at a half a grade level below where they currently are. So if you put in that the student is a 5th grader, they will automatically start in content that's at grade 4.5. And that's really nice because if they're an intervention student who's way below, or below basic or even far below basic, then you could, if they're a 5th grader, you could put in that they're at the 3rd grade level, and it would start them off at 2.5. And then they would begin to work through there and make progress. And then it's scaffolded, so as they make progress and as they're ready, it automatically bumps them up to the next level. So it's continuously assessing and continuously bumping them up as they're ready to move on to more advanced material. The other thing with EPGY on the opposite side is that if you have a student who wants to work ahead, then you could start them off at 5th grade level, and then they could rapidly advance through that and then continue to move forward and actually exceed, and they can continue to go forward as far as the content allows and work ahead and do that too. So it will accommodate both of those learning styles, or learning goals, I guess you could say. In terms of strategies, what EPGY does is it plays videos for the student. And those videos then instruct the student on how to do a particular activity, and then they get to practice. So they watch a video and then they practice. They watch a video and then they practice. As they do that, they're logging time. EPGY recommends that a student spends 20 minutes a day. Each session is restricted to 20 minutes. So for example, if they do one session of 20 minutes a day, then EPGY, their research says that they will make progress. And as you can see with this student, this is the month of November, and they've worked every single day for 20 minutes, one session, and then you can see the scores. This is 22 out of 26, which is 84%. And they continue to make progress. Now here you can see, yesterday, she worked for 2 sessions for a total of 29 minutes. So maybe she worked for 15 and then she logged out and then she came back later and did 14. They can work more than 20 minutes a day, but EPGY recommends 20 minutes a day. And I think that's for focus and the ability to stay on task and that sort of thing. So just know that once they log in and they start working, after 20 minutes, they automatically are told, your 20-minute session is up, you need to log out now. But they can go take a break and come back and log in again. So it's up to you and how they use it. The green basically means that she made adequate progress, that she scored well on this, and that she's moving along really nicely. If it were yellow, that would mean that she scored a little bit lower. And if it were red, that means that she didn't really pass this and that she's stopped here until she can get this concept before she can move forward, whatever it was that she was working on that day. So if you want to see more details about any particular day, then you click on the little button there that's green or yellow or red on the calendar. So I'll go ahead and click on that. And then you get an overview of that day's work. It gives you a summary of what she did that day and how long she worked. Here's the grade placement for each one of the standards or strands, and we're in math right now, K7 math. So it tells you that she's at the level of 4.2 for her number sense. Here's her overall percent correct on what she was working on, and if she skipped any and how many were incorrect. And then down here you can just see just the individual session on what she got on her first attempt, second attempt, if she skipped, and any that were incorrect. And then the nice thing about this is that as she works, or as any student works in EPGY, the session is recorded. So if you want to see what happened that day, and let's say this day that she scored really low and she was in 64% instead of 74%, you can click on this little button and a window pops up and it will replay that session for you. And you can pause and start and watch that. I'm not going to open that up right now so that we don't get dragged down. I may have messed something up. Okay, so you can pause that, you can play it, and you can watch it over, and so it gives you the details, and you can actually see the student working and them putting in their answers so that you can see what it was that they didn't understand that day. So that's a really wonderful little handy thing that you can do, especially if for some reason they don't score well on that particular day. Now the other thing you can do, and again you can access this calendar from the student's account. You log in as the student, and then when you go into the courses, instead of starting the actual course, you click on the course name, and then it will take you into this calendar, and then you can begin to see the information for each student. The other thing that we can do is we can look at a progress summary, and we'll look at Grace again here. And what that does for us is it shows us where she started and what kind of progress she's made as she's moved through the activities. And it shows us a total number of sessions, a total number of minutes, how many exercises, and then her overall percent correct. And then each number or each color on this chart relates to a particular strand in math. So you can see each strand up here, and then you can see it on the graph. And if you can see, she's been spending 20 minutes pretty regularly every day, and over the past few sessions, if she's logged over 45 sessions, 46 sessions, each time she's making progress up in grade level. She started at grade 4, now she's almost up to grade 4.3, getting close to 4.5 and some. So this is a really nice way to see progress and how that works. ELA does the same thing. As the student works, you get to see that progress. So this is a really neat tool for students who are in that intervention mode to go in and to get the lecture. The parent or the ST has to act as the tutor in this sense, because all the students are doing are watching the videos and then trying the activity. If they need more explanation or if they need a little bit more help on a particular thing, then that's the parent or the ST that would have to do that. There is not a live person. That's why this is a lot less expensive than the typical EPGY course. This is a specific package that they offer schools for their students to partake in. So there is no live person on the other end. It's just a recording. So you just need to know that. The other thing then in terms of costs, and again, if they're intervention students, cost is not an issue, but if you're curious about it, it's $135 for the whole year for math and ELA, except for pre-algebra. Pre-algebra is an extra $50 on top of that $135. For that $135, they get a whole year, or they get as much time, not a year's worth of curriculum, but a year's worth of time, school year's worth of time, to work in the system for ELA and math. You don't have to use both, but you can. They're both available. You get both. It's a package deal, $135, ELA and math, and then the students can work on what they want to work on. If you want the pre-algebra, then it's an extra $50 on top of the $135. And again, for ELA, it starts at grade 2 and goes through 7. And for math, it starts at grade kindergarten and goes through 7th grade, and then pre-algebra is on top of that. Okay, so that's the basics for EPGY. Again, remember that information is on the website, and I really suggest that if you're interested in this and want to know more about it, that you watch that video from EPGY. It's made by them, and it'll explain how the district program works that we're using, and you can actually see some of the way the courses work. And again, if you have any questions, email me, and then look for that all teacher email that will invite you to come to a webinar so you can get more information about EPGY. Thanks so much for listening.